Welcome. I'm Danielle Sally.
And I'm Eva Fusa.
And you're listening to Ghost Boss, stories about the freelance afterlife. Hey, ghosties.
Hey.
How are you doing, Eva?
I'm back to my hey response because I did sound a little bit like Mrs. Doubtfire when I tried to change it up. So
it did throw me off. I was wondering if you go back to it.
Yeah. No. We're trying it out. We're recording from home again today. Danielle, is your microphone like doing like a gradient light situation?
So here's the best part. I got a new mic because we're recording from home now, and the other one was okay, but I need to.
We were both mad at our microphones. Yes.
So I specifically looked up a mic that I could still use with this stand, and this one had the best ratings and all the things that I needed. It just has this cool light on it, which I like. But here's the funny part, Eva, is that the software for the mic's only available on PC. So I could change the light if I have a PC, but I can't download it on a Mac. So I just have to have rainbow light all the time, which I'm not actually mad about.
There's software for your microphone? I just plugged mine into my computer.
No, there's a whole thing for it. I made sure I got we're upgrading. This is a whole new Ghost Boss.
Okay. It's just like season 1, except our video is going to be better. Than season 1. Our season 1 video, y'all. I'm still mad at that green sweater I wore, I think, for 2 or 3 episodes. I look so lumpy. I look so weird.
I mean, we've come a long way.
We're doing great.
So last week's episode was a little more somber, but we are officially in birthday month for you and I.
Yeah.
And we're recording this, and you had a birthday over the weekend.
I did.
How was it?
It was great. So it was a whole thing. My son had the flu. He was diagnosed a couple days before. And so there was a lot of schedule changes over the weekend to get him taken care of and where he needed to go. But, my dad died on my birthday, I guess 12 years ago now. So I, have a little moment for him when I get up.
Yeah.
And so I burned some sage and had a little space for that. And then I dropped my son off, and then I went and got my hair done, and then I went to brunch, and then I went to the art crawl, and then I had some people over, and it was like kind of the maybe the best birthday I've ever had. It was like perfect. The weather was great. Yeah, it was awesome.
Actually, I do need to share this little quick story because I had a moment because for the week before your birthday, you told me you were doing stuff for your birthday. And I just assumed, just small little Eva thing. And then you sent me a picture of champagne bottles. And I was like, it seems like quite a few champagne bottles. And then you kind of said, you're talking about all these people you're having over. And I had a moment, I was like, did I not only did I not get invited to her birthday.
Hold on. That sounds worse than it is.
I need to tell you all the things going in through my head. I'm like, did I not get invited? And she's inviting 40 people? And I'm not in the top 40? This is where my head's at. So then I was like, maybe the more realistic thing is I just missed it because February was a horrible month for me. And so I had to laugh because I texted you and I was like, I just flat out asked, please tell me I didn't miss an invite and not leave you hanging. Because I can't imagine I didn't make the top 40.
No. So it wasn't so 40. Funny. It was 30. But no, we talked. Let me clarify on the podcast, y'all. When I was pulling together the invite and sending stuff out, Danielle was out and I knew that. Yes. And she had her personal stuff going on. And so I didn't want her to feel obligated. Like this was another thing she had to deal with or had to come to. And we've talked a lot about how, Danielle lives a little far away from me and it's a little tricky to get stuff sorted out when you get
I would travel for you, for the record.
Oh, well, I told you when we talked. I was
exactly.
Like, you are invited. I just I didn't technically send you you were invited to anything I do. Exactly. I didn't want to bother you.
as an introvert is if it's a friend thing, like I always want an invite. Like I don't want anyone to assume I don't want an invite, but I want to be the one to make the decision that I'm not going.
Right.
That's always my mindset. But and to be fair, I couldn't, you wouldn't have wanted me there anyway, because I had my sinus infection would not go away. But it would just crack me up. I'm like, man, I do a whole podcast with her, and I didn't make the birthday invite.
Stop! You did, but you were in it. And then when we talked,
I was in it deep.
Yeah, I was like, "You can come," and you're like, "No, really, I can't." I'm like, "Okay,
no, I'm not going to." I did decline another mutual friend's birthday gathering
the day before,
on Friday as well. Mm-hmm. So it was fair. Like I was legit sick. So
I knew because I figured when you came back, if things kind of settled down, I was going to mention it, but then we came back and you were sick and it was just one thing after another. And I was like, I don't. Now I sound like a bad friend on the podcast, like not inviting you to my party.
I had to tell you what was going because any other friend, I would have been like, well, I guess I'm just not invited and I'm not going to bring this up, but it's you. So I'm like, no, I'm surely this is a mistake.
No, it really, you just had so much going on. And I know how I feel when I'm like in it. And I figured like when the dust kind of settled, if the dust settled at a normal amount of time, I'd be like, hey, by the way, but no, you're always invited to my house. But like you were busy and I knew that. I was
busy and sick. And there's that.
Well, now that you've made me sound like a bad friend on the podcast.
Now that you're a horrible person, I hope you had a great birthday without me.
Oh my God. Have I ever been invited to your birthday party?
You probably never will. It will be shocking if I have one.
Oh, well, I guess that's a little different.
Oh, man. But I did say you and I are going to have like a little birthday happy hour at some point. We'll celebrate March.
We're going to do a thing when it makes sense for our schedules. And also, like, that's the thing. Like, I you and I have very similar lives in so many ways. And so I know how complicated it is. And I know how hard it is to recover from, everything we talked about on the last episode. Yeah. So like and I also know that like, sometimes I get like invites to stuff and I feel obligated to do things. And I'm like, I don't want to put her through that. And so it's not that I didn't want to see you. I will buy
it was
plenty of champagne and bring it to you too. And then you're like, tell me I didn't miss it. And I was like, no.
I was like, did I just, because a lot of times I just flat out, people will send Facebook event invites and not tell me actually, like it will just be on Facebook and I'll just, I literally will miss it until the week of because I ignore so much on Facebook and I'm like, oh no. But I kind of assumed you didn't do that. So
well,
I think glad we were all on the same page.
No, I was sending the invite out the day your grandmother died. Like the day
that would have been bad timing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so like I was just like, okay, well maybe. Okay. So it's nothing personal. God,
it was a good call on your part.
But yeah, we'll do something. We'll get something together. We always do. Yeah. We always do.
So my next question is,
I like it when you ask me questions.
I know. I enjoy it too because it means I don't have to give responses. But my next question is, did you obey? I know your birthday fell on the weekend, but did you obey the birthday rule, which is no working on your birthday? But my thing is that when your birthday falls on a weekend, you have to give yourself Friday or Monday off. Oh, considering it's today's Tuesday. But what did you?
No. Well, my son had the flu, and so he was home.
Oh yeah, good call.
Thursday and Friday, plans. And so like I worked, but like I barely worked because he was sick because he's almost 8, and so like sometimes it's easier because he's older, but he really didn't feel good. So he just needed stuff like constantly, like around the clock. Can you get me a water? Can you get me this? He had a fever, right? And then he didn't like any of his medicine. And so it was sometimes he's sick and he just wants to rest and I can get a lot more stuff done, but he needed a lot. So no, I worked as much as I could on Friday. And then I had a ton of stuff to do on Monday to make up for the fact that I didn't really work Tuesday or Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
So no, I worked Friday and I worked Monday. And so, but I didn't work Saturday, which is notable for me. Yeah.
Good for you.
I was also really busy that day. And the weather ended up nice and there was just like a lot of stuff going on. It was great. But no, so I didn't really give myself a day off, but that's okay. I mean, it's fine.
It's fun. So anyone new to the podcast, last year we shared the birthday rule, which was told to me by one of my former bosses at Chernoff Newman, Ty Price. And he always told me, you should never work on your birthday. And I always shared how refreshing that was coming from not just a colleague of mine, but a male colleague of mine. It was just very refreshing to hear. And he told me, he's like, I always got made fun of for it. I don't care because it's your birthday.
Yeah.
And so I started implementing that maybe 5-6 years ago. I can't remember, but I started implementing it and I swear by it now. Here's the only downside to it. And I recommend every listener tries to do it. Obviously, as Eva explained, life happens sometimes and you can't do it. Yeah. But I recommend it highly and just do, like, it's a self-care day. Do whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. And the only downside to it, and it's kind of what I'm experiencing right now. In this moment, I'm kind of like, I'm in a moment I'm surviving and not thriving. And because I'm trying to like catch up on just like 2 weeks of not really being able to complete all my work. But it's like the one downside of taking the birthday off is, man, now you got to make up for it. So now you all So the plus side is you now don't have to feel like you have to make up for all that. So no, I just have a plus.
I just have to make up for the fact that my son was sick.
There's that. Oh.
No, it was because my birthday fell on a Saturday this year. Like it was just easier to make the space, and I do work some weekends, so I also didn't work Sunday. I sat down and looked at my to-do list to make sure everything was fine. Yeah, because like the plan was to not work all weekend, but then everything was just like in disarray with my son being sick, and so I didn't work Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, so I did want to tell you. You asked if I was going to do a simmer pot for my birthday.
Did you do it?
I did one. Oh. Just because people were coming over, it was going to smell nice, and I just like to put good things out there on important days, and so the birthday felt like an important day. But it was funny because I truly put it on simmer. I put it on low, and at one point I was walking through my house and I noticed it had been turned off. And later in the night, one of my friends, who's also a mom and who's an attorney, was like, I saw that your stove was on, so I turned it off because I didn't want you to go to bed and forget about it. And I don't know what's in the pot, but it smells nice. But I just wanted to make sure you didn't have a fire in your house because you forgot. And I was like, okay. I mean,
that was considerate.
It's very considerate. It was funny, though. I was like, who turned off my simmer pot?
Oh, man. Man. I mean, so no true simmer, just a pot of liquid, I guess.
I mean, it simmered like halfway down before she noticed it. It was just funny. Pot. Yeah, half a simmer. I finished it the next day.
But hey, no fire, so that's good. And
no fire on my birthday.
That's just a good friend. So
and it was very sweet. I was like, thank you. That's adorable.
I probably would have done the same thing. Even knowing like you have a simmer pot, I probably would be thinking, surely it's not going to simmer as she's sleeping. That's a safety hazard. Well, I would be doing the same.
She turned it off like 3 hours before anybody was leaving.
Oh, then
it wasn't on her way out. I noticed it like halfway through. I was like, what happened over here? It's fine. It's no big deal. It's fine.
Man.
It's fine. It was fine.
I love it.
So that was my birthday.
Yes.
Yours is coming up in a couple of weeks, right?
It
2 weeks?
Is. So
we're like 2.5 weeks apart. Yeah?
Yeah. I think when this one drops, will be officially 1 week from my birthday. Because I think we have an episode that drops on my birthday. Because my birthday falls on a Tuesday this year. And it's a big one. It's the big 40.
It's your 40th.
And originally, I was like, my brain's like, what do I do for 40? I got to do something. And I don't usually do parties.
Have a party and invite me and I won't show up like you did for my 40th.
Yeah, there we go. It's because my grandfather died.
I know, but if you're going to call me out, I'm going to call you out. No, I'm kidding.
That's fine. I'm sorry people in my life keep dying.
Well, that's another thing. Every time I invite you to a party, you have a death in your family. So
maybe you should stop inviting me, please.
I haven't started the invite yet, but I was about to send it, so maybe I should not invite you into my house.
You know what? Let's go with this. All right, let's go with this. So hopefully my 40th is uneventful. So I was like, I should do something. It should be big. My favorite movie also turns 40 this year. Clue.
Oh,
watch it. I watch it every night. So in my head, I was like, I could actually have a party and do a murder mystery theme.
Yeah.
I know. I thought about it. And then as my birthday gets closer, I'm like, I don't really want to plan anything. I don't want to do anything. And so then I was like, okay, maybe we just go to Savannah for the weekend. Throw a Clue idea out the door. We'll go to Savannah for the weekend. Then my grandmother passed and we had to go to New York, and it was just like, I just don't want to do another trip. Now I want to go back to what I normally do on my birthday, which is not work, stay at home, ride my Peloton, eat my comfort food, like do the things that I enjoy doing. And because I know that's a good day for me. But so it works out, Eva. So my sister Kirsten texts me and she says, hey, we're going to Isle of Palms for spring break. Do you want to come down just for the weekend? And then I find out my mom and dad are going to bring their camper down to Mount Pleasant. So now suddenly, Eva, I'm hijacking their spring break and I'm making it a birthday weekend.
It's your birthday party. Yay.
There's a picture of a pool with a lounge chair in it, and I'm going to be sitting in that thing. And I'm very excited. Yes.
Oh, that's perfect.
Celebrating
that's
a little early.
So
actually, I'll be celebrating before this episode airs. So that's the plan. That's the plan right now. It's just funny because I was like, I'm going to do something big for once. I'm like, nah, I'm going to stick to my ways. I'm not. But we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah. Aw. Well, that'll be good.
I enjoy just the act of doing nothing.
Yeah, because you're an introvert.
Exactly.
I'm an extrovert. I'm like, I need as many people as possible to tell me I'm great today.
Yeah, and I just don't want to be like, don't text me. No, I mean,
I'm like,
birth.
Yeah. I'm like, text me, come over. Bring me things, call me, do all of it, because I got mad main character syndrome most days in general, but particularly on my birthday.
I have one friend in my neighborhood that I think she could not believe that I don't want to go out. I don't want to go to lunch. I don't want to do anything. I want to be at home by myself. She couldn't believe it. And she was so sweet. And she got one of these, the little, the bunk cakes from Nothing Bunk Cake. And she brought it over and she put it on my front door and she rang the doorbell and ran off. And I was like,
she doesn't even want to hand my doorbell.
On my birthday, she respected it so much. And I was like, that's just a good friend right there. That she did not understand my desire to be alone. And she still respected it. I'm like, that's just a good friend. So I just thought that was funny. And you're sitting there like, I can't relate. I'd be so mad that friend didn't come into my house.
I mean, why'd you run away?
Because I said I like to be alone.
No, I know, but I'd be like, why are you running away? Do you want to come in?
No. Yeah. She's good.
Okay. We should do a Clue murder mystery, like Ghost Boss birthday party. Can Ghost Boss have a birthday party?
Ghost Boss needs a birthday party. And actually, fun fact. So
she's excited, y'all.
Ghost Boss birthday is roughly 1 month before Clue's birthday, because Clue came out December 13th and Ghost Boss is November 14th. So it's so appropriate.
Okay. I was thinking like over the summer we could just make up a birthday, but sure, we'll do it in November.
Oh, Oh, sure. I thought you wanted to record it. But yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just have a real birthday.
No, I meant like have the clue party and invite like our friends and our listeners.
I'd be game. I would be totally game.
Yeah. Sean, you're going to fly out? Yeah, Sean will fly out.
Yes. Just for that. If Sean flies out solely for a clue party in my honor.
In your honor? Would it not be in our honor?
Well, sure. I mean, it's Aries a little Danielle branded.
I also have watched Clue. I just don't watch it a weird amount like you do.
Every night? Is that weird? It's not weird.
It is. I love you. It's strange. It's fine.
It's fine. It gets me through.
I'm not judging you. I need you to acknowledge that it's odd. That's all.
Well, the funny thing is I do get judged for it. And I don't care.
No, I'm not judging you.
I love it.
I'm not judging you. I just need you to acknowledge that it's a little odd.
Oh, I've always acknowledged that it's a weird thing because I find it's weird because everyone's reaction when I tell them. And that's how I know.
It's fine. You have your creature comforts. You're doing good. Yes. I wonder, can you watch it in the middle of the day or does it make you sleepy?
I've done it before. It's a different vibe. I need it in my bed. I want to be watching it. Yeah.
Is it like, like if you like lavender scent is supposed to be relaxing, but then if you put it on every night before you go to bed, then like if you smell lavender in the middle of the day, it might make you sleepy because of like the Pavlovian response. Do you think if you watched Clue in your bed at noon, you'd fall asleep?
Yeah. Well, honestly, maybe I should try it where I have a really stressful work day where I just pop it on my Echo show and just have it in the background and just see how calm I get. Yeah. Oh, Eva, I think
a little self-soothing. Yeah.
Ooh, I like this.
Yeah, try it out. I want to know.
Okay.
If you've accidentally trained yourself like the Pavlov's dogs, right? We're all mammals. We all can do this.
That would be delightful if this is the reaction to it.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have to report back. I'm game.
Okay. Report back next week. Yes.
Awesome.
So normally, y'all have to tell me to stop talking because I'm just the mayor of Yaptown over here.
Yeah.
But I think this might be a little bit of a shorter episode. I mean, we did our birthday things. We'll be doing and have
shared. Done. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So we hope you all also take some time off for your birthday. Last episode was about having to take time off for grief and like that not being planned and how challenging that is. And so I think this is a nice like follow-up episode about taking some space and taking some time intentionally,
plan
right?
Self-care so that when you need your mental breakdown, you can take it.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
And I'm, it's funny because I got a little, I should have knocked on some wood. I felt caught up last week and then my son got sick and I was like, never mind.
Knock on wood for sure. That's how, like right now, that's how I'm feeling because I'm trying to catch up from just those 2 weeks. And then I'm also out traveling to Washington, D.C. this week. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, I see a light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm just so nervous to say it out loud because I'm like, oh no, something's going to happen.
Every time. Every
single time. So I do. And I don't know. I enjoy that scheduled time off for my birthday. You know what else, Eva, that I appreciate is that last year when we shared this on the podcast, the amount of people that reached out to us that said that they are now going to start obeying the birthday rule.
Oh, I love that.
So now I'm curious to our listeners who have been with us for a full year. Did you in fact obey the birthday rule or did you have to break it?
Well, and then
you consider doing it again this year?
And then my follow-up, because I always interpreted the birthday rule as don't work on your birthday, but like I never thought about if it falls on a weekend, take a weekday off, right?
See, you got
it didn't cross my mind.
You got to plan ahead, Eva.
I did, and I went to send you the invite.
You do work on the weekend a lot.
I do work on the weekend a lot. I do. And so I was like adamant. I was like, I'm not doing anything this weekend.
Yep.
And then I sat down on Sunday just because like everything was in disarray, and I looked, I was like, okay, there's something I have to do today, which was nice. So, but yeah, it just, I don't know. It's how I like just giving myself some space and tried to relax. I did not feel guilty once all weekend for not doing anything. And that was a big thing.
Huge.
Because we talked about that last episode.
Huge.
Yeah.
Because I had a weekend. I was going to try and get some work done, and then we ended up doing taxes instead, which meant I didn't get to get my work done because I had to get my taxes done. And the guilt you feel when you don't get the work done that you plan to get done that's a real thing.
Yeah,
that's legit.
Yeah, for sure. So,
but I will not feel guilt on my birthday.
No,
I refuse.
No, it was helpful this year because it fell on a Saturday. So I didn't have to explain to anybody where I was, right? It is a little bit harder when your birthday falls during the week because then you have to explain why you can't take a meeting that day or why you're going to have to send this proof a day early or whatever. So it was nice that I didn't have to explain to anybody because it's a Saturday. Right. It was a Saturday. Yeah. So
there you go.
It was great. Yay.
Awesome. I'm glad you had a good birthday. I hope I have a good birthday.
You will. You're going to have a great one.
You are completely forgiven for not inviting me.
When you texted me before, I hesitated to tell you the part about I was in the middle of like sending out invites that day when you texted me that your grandmother passed because I didn't want you to feel bad. But now that we're unpacking everything on the podcast, I feel like, okay, fine, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
you were like in it, and I just didn't feel like that was the right time to tell you.
No, you're good call on that. Good call.
So anyways.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. Well, as always, thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you. And I hope you all take the birthday rule seriously this year.
That's right. And if you have a podcast, invite your podcast partner, even if her grandmother died. Otherwise, she's going to make you feel bad in front of everybody. So
I'll wait
just write that down.
To do it. There we go.
We texted about this, and I thought it was fine, but now we're going to unpack it here. It's fine.
No, I specifically said, we'll talk about this on the pod.
I have a legitimate explanation, and I did invite you after the fact.
It was good. I had to have my little Aries moment. It's fine.
Have an Aries moment. And the Pisces in me is like, well, what did you want me to do? What did you want me to do?
Exactly. All right. We'll talk to you all next week.
Talk to you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Remember to follow us on Instagram at Ghost Boss Podcast. And also please like and review us on your favorite podcast app.